Welcome back. In this segment, we're going to label the unit circle. You can see that I have already drawn the circle. And on this circle, I've looked at the angles in quadrants 1 and 2. These are all the angles that correspond with 30-degree, what we call 30-degree angles, 45-degree angles, and 60-degree angles. You'll notice that I have labeled them in both radians and degrees. Okay. And at some point, you'll want to go ahead and finish labeling all of the angles, even in quadrants 3 and 4. So in a moment when we get ready for that. Also over here on the side, I've written down some information that we've gained from using those triangles, specifically the sine and the cosine of 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. Those are going to help us be able to label our circle. So we're going to start over here at 0 to pi and recognize again that this is a unit circle, therefore the radius is 1. So the ordered pair that's going to go with this angle is actually 1, 0. Now that helps us again because if we know an ordered pair that goes with a particular angle, then we know the sine, which is the y value, and the cosine, which is the x value. And if we know the x and the y, we can know everything, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. Okay? When I look at the 30-degree angle, here's what I'm going to notice. The sine of 30 degrees, remember, is y, and we said from the triangles that the sine was 1/2. So that's going to be the y value of our ordered pair. We said the cosine of 30 degrees from the triangle was the square root of 3 over 2, but we know that the cosine is the x value, so that's going to be the square root of 3 over 2. Okay, I think you guys have done this before, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I just want to make sure we're all clear. Next, we have our 45-degree angles. Well, it turns out the sine and the cosine for 45-degree angles are both the same. So the x value and the y value are the same, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. And for 60 degrees, again, here we have the sine of 60 degrees from the triangle was square root of 3 over 2, but we know that the sine corresponds with the y value of our ordered pair, so that's going to be the square root of 3 over 2. And the cosine of 60 degrees is 1/2 from the triangle, but we know that cosine in the unit circle corresponds with the x value of the ordered pair, so the x value is 1/2. Okay. When we look at these quadrant angles, those are generally pretty easy to deal with just because we're dealing with simply a radius, right? And so when we think about an ordered pair that goes with this point up here, we've gone left or right 0 and up 1. So that one's 0, 1. Now, we talked earlier about the positive and negativeness of each trig function in each quadrant. This is where that comes into play because obviously now when I have an ordered pair that's going to correspond with 2 pi over 3 or 120 degrees, I'm looking at an ordered pair that's in quadrant 2, so it's going to have a negative x value and a positive y value. And if I just look at the circle, it's pretty easy to tell which angle it's going to kind of go with, not only because this is pi over 3 and this is 2 pi over 3, but also because if I look at these two ordered pairs, I'll notice that they're the same distance from the y-axis, so they have the same absolute value of x, and they're the same distance from the x-axis, so they have the same y value. So in this case, the ordered pair that will go with 2 pi over 3 or 120 degrees is going to be negative 1/2 positive square root of 3 over 2. Okay. I'll do the same thing when I look at 3 pi over 4. Again, that's going to correspond with this pi over 4 angle. So the ordered pair will be similar, except I know in quadrant 2 that the x value will be negative and the y value will be positive. And finally, this 5 pi over 6 angle, again, we'll go with the pi over 6 angle. It'll be similar, except that the x value is negative, and the y value is positive. And then obviously the ordered pair out here at 180 degrees or pi is negative 1, 0. It's gone left 1, up or down 0. Okay. So at this point, I would encourage you to pause the video and go ahead and fill in the rest of the circle with the angle measurements, maybe in radians and degrees, however you want to do that. But also recognizing that we're going to have ordered pairs down here, right, that are going to have negative x values and negative y values, okay? And then here you'll have your ordered pairs that are positive x values and negative y values, okay? And when we are finished with that, then we will take a look at a few identities that go with trig functions.